Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. Today's episode is going to be a tutorial, and in that tutorial we're going to be installing an OpenIV or an OIV package installer into OpenIV, funnily enough. So yes, without further ado, let's go ahead and go through the tutorial. Now basically I'll leave links to the files in situ down below. And a big shout out to Captain 14 for this amazing file, which I play all the time, as it's one of my favourite Sheriff car mods. So yes, you'll navigate to LSPDFR. You'll then go to Vehicle Models and then sort through via Most Downloaded. And then about 4 or 5 down, you'll see this file, the Sheriff and FIB Replacement Pack ELS style lights, the 2013 Chevy Tahoe, the 2013 Dodge Charger, and the 2011 Crown Victoria. So yes, what you'll do is you'll go over to here, which is download. You can see on the right hand side in green, you'll click download. You'll do a quick capture, and you'll be asked what files you want to install. It's the bottom one, which is the newest version. We're not going to do that now because I've already got that installed, but it is pretty easy and self-explanatory. And then it'll ask you where you want to save your file to. Now considering you're this far into modding, by now I'm sure you've already got a separate folder for your Grand Theft Auto 5 mods where you can sort it out via categories. So it's a nice, clean, easy way to kind of install your mods. So as you can see here, just for the purpose of this video, I've created a little shortcut to my mods folder, which isn't nothing to do with the root directory mods folder. It's just somewhere that I put all my saves to and then extract, and then I can go from there, so that there's no problems down the line. So yes, we're going to navigate to our Grand Theft Auto 5 mods shortcut. And then we're going to go into the subfolder of vehicles, because obviously this is a vehicles download we're doing. And here are a few that I've downloaded. It comes down, it'll be downloaded into this format, which is a WinRAR. And then you'll go ahead and you'll go into it and you'll extract it. So it's pretty simple. You just double click and then you go up like this. We'll go into it, get rid of the advertisement gumph, and you click extract to. It'll ask you where you want to extract it. Don't worry about that, it's all sorted. You just click OK and it will start extracting it into this folder. So yes, as you can see, we've got the Sheriff and FIB pack here already extracted. We'll double click into that. Very important that you click the README and you do read it, because it tells you everything you need to know. But considering this is an OIV package, it really is so simple. So yes, installing directions, launch OpenIV and navigate to your GTA 5 root folder, which would be your root mods folder. Click the open package installer icon and select the .oiv file. So yes, we're going to go ahead and do that now. Also, I'll leave a link to Albo's gamer config.xml, because as you read down here, note if you experience game crashing on launch, please install this game config file.xml. Now I use Albo's as I find it the most stable, so I'll leave a link to his mod there for you to be able to put into your mods folder, and in Albo's file it tells you where to kind of install it. So it really is nice and simple. So we'll come out of the README as we know what we're doing, and you've got a choice of doing the FBI or FIB pack installer or the Sheriff pack installer. We're going to go ahead and do the Sheriff pack installer. So as you can see, there's the pack installer. It's an OIV file, and it is 37,000 kilobytes. So we're going to minimize the window. We're going to go into OpenIV, and you're going to go to Grand Theft Auto 5 Windows as normal. Just wait for OpenIV to load, as it can take a few seconds. Right, so we'll full size the screen, and this is your OpenIV. Very daunting, but once you've played around with it, you start to kind of know what you're doing. So up to the top here, we've got tools next to favorites and help. So we'll click tools, and we're going to go down to package installer, because we're installing a package. We'll click the package installer, and then it'll ask us where we want to open up from. Now, I have mine on my program files. I have mine on Grand Theft Auto 5 mods. And then we go down to vehicles, because it is a vehicle that we're installing. We'll double click vehicles and we'll go to the Sheriff and FIB pack. We'll double click that. And this is where you can either do your FBI or your Sheriff. We're going to do the Sheriff today. So we'll double click that and we just single click the OIV file and we'll click open. And then OpenIV is going to do its thing and show us this window, which is an update log. So it just basically tells us what's new here. So on the updated version of 6.0.0 updates, it tells you everything you need to know. Your additional information, which is created by Captain 14, supported games, Grand Theft Auto 5, and the version type. So you can view the license if you want to, but we're not going to. And it just gives a brief summary of what is in the pack here. So we're going to click the install button. Now it's going to ask you for the select location to install. Personally, I use mods folder because if it all goes wrong, you can just wipe the mods folder and create a new one and start again, and you've not lost anything. Well, you'll lose your mods, but you won't lose your game. If you use your game folder and it goes wrong, you're going to have to wipe everything. You're going to have to uninstall your Grand Theft Auto, which for me is Steam, which takes best part of 3.5 billion years to reinstall the 70 gigabyte file, because Steam love to trickle down your downloads. So yes, we're going to go into the mods folder because one, say it's just a nicer way of doing it, and two, it is so much more stable. So we're going to the mods folder. I mean, you can do game folder if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, and it's highly recommended you do mods. So we're going to go over to the mods folder. We're going to click that once and it's installing. And it's just as simple as that. It's going to install and hopefully, there you go, all done. Now it can, just here at the bottom left, it's got open install log. It tells you how it's installed it, the path and the directory. Also up here, it tells you the installation has succeeded. You can run Grand Theft Auto 5, job done. We're not going to do that. We're going to close that and we're going to see if it went in, which it should do. So we installed it into the mods folder, double click. We're going to go into update x64 DLC pack, and this is where all of your vehicles, when you do OIV file, will go into. So as you can see, I've got the LSPDFR pack, which is like the downtown vehicles, and then I've got ones that I've added myself, which I've put into a separate folder, modding. You've got all your patch days here, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. If you're doing weapons, I highly recommend patch day 9 for a weapon, but that will be for another video. And at the bottom here, we've got Sheriff pack. We'll go into the DLC and we'll go into common, I believe it is, data, levels, Grand Theft Auto 5, vehicle meta. And that is everything here that you need. This is the whole of the package all installed. Now, when you want to call a vehicle, you type the model name. And it's just that simple. You type the model Sheriff, Sheriff 2, Sheriff 3, and it brings up the vehicles. But we'll go ahead and do that in a minute. We'll just get rid of this window here. And all you do now, once you've installed it, you just click X. It's that simple. So now we've got the game loaded up, we're going to go ahead and load up our vehicles and check them out and make sure they're all working fine. And then I'm going to show you a nice easy way to kind of keep them saved so that you don't have to type in every time. So we're going to go ahead and start up the Enhanced Native Trainer. I probably will do a video of the in-depth look at the Enhanced Native Trainer later on, but for the moment we're just going to go ahead and go into vehicles. We're going to go into vehicle spawner and you're going to type name manually. So this will be Sheriff. We type in Sheriff, press enter, and we've got the Dodge Charger. So Dodge Charger's all nice and done. And then what we'll do is we'll go we'll come out of that one, we'll go back and you click saved vehicles, create new save, and we'll type it so that it's nice and easy to remember. Oh, hello, we've got Steam come up there. So, Sheriff, Dodge, nice and simple. Sheriff Dodge, we know that's the Dodge Charger, and it should now be saved in my save vehicles there. So we'll go ahead and take a quick look at this car, and as you can see, it all works perfectly fine. We've even got the wigwags installed instantly, so that's the plug-in that has worked very well. And yeah, this works an absolute treat. There's no glitches, no bugs whatsoever with the vehicle. The textures are beautiful, and it's one of my favourite packs, I would say. So we'll go ahead and we'll spawn another vehicle. We'll just move out the way because the buttons I press normally make me get into that vehicle. There we go. Right, vehicles, vehicle spawner, enter name manually, and all we need to do is type in Sheriff 2 for the next one. And there we go, we've got the Chevy Tahoe. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that, which is under Save Vehicles, create new save vehicle, and we'll have Sheriff Tahoe. Enter. And then, as you can see at the top, Save Vehicles, page 1 of 2. If we press right on our D-pad, we've got the Sheriff Tahoe, and we can spawn that as many times as we want. So again, yes, we'll just move the wigwags over to left, right, fast, and we'll start the engine up. And this one's got a slightly different siren, which is pretty good. And the handling is pretty damn realistic to the vehicle itself. It has the handling.meta files all set up for the Granger, so that it doesn't handle like a sports car or a regular low down car. So as you can see, nothing wrong with this vehicle whatsoever. It works perfectly fine. And we'll go ahead and do our last, which is probably my favourite as well. It's an absolute beauty of a car. And we'll go ahead and vehicle spawn, enter name manually, and we do number 3 because it's in slot number 3 of the Sheriff. Press enter, and we've got the Crown Victoria. And again, we'll just go ahead and check that it works perfectly fine. I don't doubt it will, and there we go. Everything's working perfectly fine there. Handles like the Ford would. And we're back to a different siren. So yes, as you get out of the vehicle, sirens go silent and perfect. So we'll go ahead and we'll save this vehicle. Which, let me just go back into the vehicle, bring up the train up, there we go. And save vehicles, create new save, and we're going to save it as, you guessed it, Sheriff Ford. Oh, we'll capitalise on the Ford. Ford Vic. Sheriff Ford Vic. So there we go. We've got the Sheriff Dodge and the Sheriff Ford Vic and the Sheriff Tahoe. So yes, that's pretty much it, guys. That's as simple and as easy as it is to install an OIV file. So yes, thanks once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you go ahead and press that little bell button, that gives you notifications on when my videos come out, which could really help you if you're into your PC modding and just a general enjoyment of Grand Theft Auto 5 series. So yes, thank you guys. You take care and have a good day. Goodbye.